Now everyone, this is the second video for our second sessions. So after you learn about the speaking lesson, which is the how to make pencil, in this video we will study the new subject, which is the blueprint lesson. The blueprint lesson, we have moved to Unit 4, which is the new lesson. And the theme of the Unit 4, as you already know, we learn about making a doctor appointments. But in this video lesson, we will focus on the grammar structures. So the grammar structure that you will learn from lesson 1 of our Unit 4 is the present perfect. If you open your book to page 49, the blueprint for book, everyone, on page 49, you will see a short table which explains the important information about the present perfect. So in today's video, you will learn about the present perfect, which is the usage and common expressions. Actually, this video serves the purpose of the grammar review lesson only, because from the writing part 3 you have learned a lot about the present perfect. You have learned the differences between present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. But yeah, in this video it's just a quick review of the important language point related to present perfect. So everyone, the question that I asked you from the previous lesson of the blueprint 4, have you ever been to hospital before? So this is the question I use present perfect simple, right? If you look at the structure, I have the word have ever been to, which is the form of the present perfect simple written in the question 4. So this question asks you to talk about your experience about going to the hospital. I don't want to know when, I don't want to know why, but I just want to know about the experience of going to the hospital from all of you. That is why this sentence is written in present perfect simple. So for the use of present perfect tense, as you already know, the general form of present perfect tense, we have the word have, which used with first and second person singular or plural, but we use has with a third person singular, he, she, or it, and we use with the verb 3 or past participle. So the meaning of the present perfect tense, we use this tense which give the idea that one thing happens before another time or events. So if you look at the example here, Tom has already eaten. Okay, Tom has already eaten. The situation here, they use present perfect, because if you look at the line here, the timeline here, the activity, it happens in the past, but we don't know when, but it happens in the past. If we look at this, Tom finished eating something before now. The exact time is not important, so we use present perfect simple. There are many other usage of the present perfect simple. As you already learned, we use it to talk about the past action or the past state that continues to the present time. Or we use this tense to talk about experience, or we talk about the action or the state which is changed over time. And we also use to express the completed actions. Last but not least, it can also be used with the recent event that have just finished recently, and you can see the result or the effects of those actions in the present time. So to understand all the usage much better, let's look at each usage one by one with the examples. So past actions. If you look at the example here, she has worked here for 3 years. The situation is she started working in that particular company 3 years ago, but now she is still working in that company. If you use this structure, it shows the relations between the past and the present time. I have had a terrible headache since last week, or a nasty headache since last week. So this situation again, it happened last week, but it's still happening right now in the present time. So I have studied English for nearly 12 years. They have read that books for 2 months. Okay, we talk about past action that continues to the present time. Another one, which is experience. If you look at the question and answer here, have you ever been to Cambodia before? They want to know about your experience. They don't want to know when. So the answer, yes, I have, or no, I've never been there. Or look at the other example, I have tried medication, but they haven't helped. Which means this is your experience that you have tried that medication. We don't want to know when, but it is the experience. The other usage, we can use present perfect simple to talk about the actions that change over time, or we talk about the progressions. If you look at the example, the baby has grown so much since last month. So the activity grows here is continuously happens. So I have learned a lot from e-learning during this COVID-19 outbreak. Okay, you have learned which is about the progressions, about the improvements of your learning. So this action happens over and over again. So our students have improved their writing skill. Again, when we talk about improving, it cannot happen in one day, right? You need to take time to practice and practice writings again and again, and it takes time. So we use this present perfect tense to emphasize the situation right here, which is about the action that change over time. Other usage, we talk about the completed action, the action that already finished. We focus on the action right here. Let's say I have already finished my projects. Have you started your yet? Again, if we compare these to the past simple, you might think it's similar, but the difference is that for past simple, it happens and finished already in the past with an exact time. We know the time, but for the present perfect simple, we don't care when. Okay, we focus on the activity or the action only. Another last usage, which is about the recent events that has an effect to the present time. Let's look at the example here. He's broken his leg. So what is the effect? As you can see, he cannot walk properly. I have just had a cancellation, which means you don't go there anyways. Last, it just rained this morning, and this is the effects of the rain. Okay, so you can see the result in the present time. Now, look at some of the expression that you can use. We have the word for, we have the word seen, already, never, so on and so forth. I hope you remember that, right? If not, that's okay. Let's review this all together. So we use for to talk about a period of time. Let's say I have learned English for 12 years. So 12 years is the whole period of time that I have learned English. The other one, which is sin. But when we talk about sin, we talk about the point of the time, which is the starting point. So we have had online class since April. Okay, since April, which means April in the past and it's continuous now. Another expression, we have the word before, ever, never, or twice. These are the expressions that we talk about experience. Let's look at the question. Have you ever eaten pizza? So, ever, which is the adverb or the expression that you talk about the experience. Have you ever eaten pizza? I have never been to USA. Never, as you can see, the experience. Already and yet. Already and yet used to talk about the completed actions. However, when we use the word yet, we can only use this in the question form or in a negative form. We cannot use the word yet in the positive form. If you look at the example here, have you done any research yet? Or they have not written anything yet, which is the question form and the negative form. So everyone, this video is not very complicated because the present perfect tense you have already learned it. So take time to review the present perfect tense within this video. So everyone, now it's come to the end of our second sessions and have a nice day.